Hi book lovers, welcome back to my channel. I have a fantastic book haul to show off today. This is everything that I got in the past month in July. I have lots of good books to share today, a lot of good arcs. Most of them did come from a friend who works at a bookstore, just perks of having a friend who works at a bookstore, and of course more special editions to add to my growing collection. So let's just jump into it. Here is my book haul for July. First off, some arcs that I was so happy to get in the mail. So this first one I am currently reading right now. It's Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the standalone sequel to Icebreaker, which was massive last year. I read that one, I thought it was okay, but I was excited to read this one. She's the type of heroine who loves to break rules, and he is not, so opposites attract, but they do hook up one night at a party. It's a one-night stand, and they never expect to see each other again until they do the very next day because they are new co-camp counselors. So they're working together closely at this camp, this summer camp for kids, but they can't do anything together because there's a no fraternization policy. Both of them have some heavy family issues, but I do like these characters. The romance is very sweet so far. I'm like about halfway done. Here's my little bookmark, which is just a Nordstrom tag. So yes, I'll be finishing this one up soon, and it's coming out in October, but it does have some really great summer vibes. Another arc that I was dying to get was The Long Game by Elena Armas. This is a soccer romance, and I believe it was sort of inspired by Ted Lasso, which is a show that I love. So here we have a heroine who works for a soccer team. Her dad owns that soccer team, but she messes up, gets into a fight with a mascot. So she's sent away to the middle of nowhere to help out this local kids soccer team, and the hero is the coach of that team. He's a retired professional soccer player himself, and it just sounds like a really fun sports rom-com. The main characters have to work together coaching this team full of 9-year-old girls. Apparently there's a pet goat in this one. I mean, there's a goat on the cover right here, so it sounds great. I mean, I love Elena Armas. I love The Spanish Love Deception. I really enjoyed The American Roommate Experiment too, so I am sure I'll end up liking this one too. And this next arc I was also highly anticipating. It is the new Jennifer L. Armentrout, Fall of Wrath and Ruin. It's the first book in a brand new series. We are getting something new that is not at all related to the Blood and Ash series. It's with a new publisher and everything, and I mean, the cover is gorgeous. There are 4 chili peppers on the back here. I'm hoping that means this has some good amount of steam. Otherwise, I'm not sure why this would be here. So it's going to be a new fantasy romance series. The blurb is a little vague, so I honestly could not tell you what it really is about or what the romance even is. We have a world destroyed by gods and a possible prince hero. He's a traveling prince in dire trouble. Today he'll bring her joy, one day he'll be her doom. In any case, I am still very excited about this one. I do love JLA. I'm very behind on the Blood and Ash books, but still, it's pretty exciting to get something new finally after such a long time of being in the Blood and Ash world, because I've read so many of her other books, her other fantasy romance series, and I do love them. So I am very curious to see how this new world turns out. I got a Christmas romance for the summer. This is Snowed In for Christmas by Jacqueline Snow. And yes, the author's last name is Snow. The heroine is a sorority mom, which I don't exactly know what that means. Like, is she a mom or is she just taking care of a sorority? I have no idea, honestly, but she is stuck in her house for the next 2 weeks because of a blizzard, but then her power goes out, so now she has to get help from the hero who she actually shared a kiss with, but he's acted super awkward with her since then. He's also a football coach, which I do love. So we do have a Snowed In for the Holidays romance here, lots of forced proximity. It sounds super perfect if you're craving Christmas in August. And then this one is not a romance, but it is a fantasy and it looks really good. It's The Phoenix King by Aparna Verma. It is the first book in the Ravens trilogy, and it's about this magical kingdom and a prophecy about a king, a princess, and an assassin. Before I get into the rest of this video, I did want to share today's sponsor, which is Megan Quinn and her newest release, The Way I Hate Him. This one is an age gap, small town, enemies to lovers rom-com that you don't want to miss. So a little bit about this book. This is a romance about a heroine who goes back home after failing her last semester of college. Her boyfriend then immediately breaks up with her, telling her to pack up her stuff, and instead of doing that, she takes his treasured box of memorabilia that he actually stole from someone else so she can bring it back to its rightful owner. But unfortunately, it does backfire on her because she gets caught in the middle of the act, and the owner thinks that she was the one who stole his stuff instead. The hero is this owner, and it turns out that he is also the heroine's brother's very attractive nemesis. He ends up offering her a deal. He can either turn her into the police for stealing his stuff, or she can work it off. So this is the start of their romance, the start of their rom-com. It does get a little bit angsty and forbidden, and of course the heroine does eventually learn that she might not hate the hero as much as she thought she did. So if you like some good forced proximity, age gap, small town, enemies to lovers in your romances, then you definitely need to check out The Way I Hate Him by Megan Quinn. I'll leave a link to it in my description down below. A big thank you to Megan Quinn for sponsoring today's video. And then I got this stack of ARCs from my friend who works at a bookstore. She collected a bunch of ARCs for me that I was interested in. Most of them are already out though, like this one, this ARC of Love Theoretically by Hazelwood. I sadly did not get an ARC of this one on my own, so I had to get it from my friend. I love this one, to no one's surprise. I do love Allie. It's another enemies to lovers, some romance from her. We have this aspect of fake dating. It's not like actual fake dating between the main characters, it's the heroine fake dating the hero's brother. It was so much fun though. I adored this one. It's one of my favorites of this year. And then another book that I did enjoy was The Fiancé Farce by Alexandria Bellefleur. It's not my favorite from this author, but I thought it was cute. It's a sapphic romance. We have a fake engagement, a marriage of convenience. One of the heroines owns a struggling bookstore, and the other heroine needs to get married to get her inheritance. So of course they come up with the whole marriage of convenience thing. And I got Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. This is Tessa's latest book, her latest contemporary romance. It's book 2 in the A Vine Mess series. It's about the younger sister of the hero from book 1. And this one also has a marriage of convenience because the hero owns this rundown vineyard that he's trying to get up and running for his late best friend. And then it's the heroine who needs to get married to get her inheritance and be able to start her own business. They don't like each other though, or at least they don't like each other as much as Tessa Bailey characters can dislike each other, because if you read Tessa Bailey, you know how obsessed her characters can get, and you know she loves some insta-lust and insta-love, but I thought she did a great job with this one. It was super fun. I'm not sure which I like better though, Unfortunately Yours or Secretly Yours. I'm leaning towards this one, but only because I do love a good marriage of convenience. And then I got this arc of We Could Be So Good by Cat Sebastian. This is an MM historical romance. I am a little confused though about this blurb on the back. It says Colleen Hoover meets the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo in this mid-century rom-dram about a scrappy reporter and a newspaper mogul's son. Perfect for Newsies shippers. I'm not entirely sure where Colleen Hoover fits into this, but it's set in the 1950s in New York City, which is a very different setting in a historical romance. Definitely not a historical romance setting or time that I've read before, but I have read Cat Sebastian and I have liked some of her books, so hopefully I like this one too. And then this one is an arc of The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten, which has come out already. I keep meaning to read this author like I had for The Wolf, which was her debut on my TBR for ages, and I still haven't read it. But this one is the start of a new fantasy series. It's got magic, death magic. The heroine here has always tried to keep herself hidden because of her magic, but she does get found and taken and thrown into the court of this kingdom. So if anyone has read this author, let me know what you think. I am very curious about her books. And then these final 2 books from my friend are books that have not come out yet. So this one is the new Katee Robert, the upcoming Katee Robert, Cruel Seduction. It's the next book in the Dark Olympus series. It is coming out in a few days though, so maybe by the time that I post this video, it'll already have come out. But this one is Aphrodite and Hephaestus's romance, which I am very intrigued by because I do love their mythology. I don't know though if it's gonna be MF or poly. It seems like it's leaning towards poly, or it could be just that the main characters are very, very messy. Either way, I will probably end up reading this one, even though I don't really love this series in general. I just keep reading because I'm hoping to maybe really love one of these books. And the book that I was the most excited to get from Sarah is the new Ally Carter book, her first adult romance. This is The Blonde Identity, and it's basically the adult version of Gallagher Girls, which was my entire childhood. I was obsessed with that series, with being a girl spy. But this one is an adult romance. We have adult characters doing adult things, though I will say I have heard that this is not that steamy. We have a heroine who wakes up with amnesia and she has no idea who she is, but apparently she is the twin sister of a rogue spy, and all the bad guys who are after her sister thinks that she is her sister, so they're going after her instead. The hero is a grumpy spy who is trying to help her not die. I just have such high hopes for this one because of how much love and nostalgia I have for the Gallagher Girl series, so I'm really hoping that this one does not let me down. And then the last of my arcs are in this box, although technically these arcs are already out. They're arcs of re-released books. So as you can see, this box says The Salacious Players Club series by Sara Cate. So these books are already out and you can get them like an ebook, but the paperbacks are being re-released, republished by a publisher. So these are all the new covers. I've only read the first book in this series, so I have to read all three of these, but this one is book 2, Eyes on Me. We've got a taboo forbidden romance here between the hero and his stepsister. He's a bit of a voyeur and she is a cam girl, so it's kind of perfect. The only thing is that they apparently hate each other, but he loves to watch her when he discovers her, and she has no idea that he even knows what she does. So it does sound very steamy. And this one is an arc of book 3, Give Me More. It's a menage romance, MFM. Could be MMF too, I don't know. Haven't read it. But it's about a married couple who invites their best friend to join their relationship. And this last arc that I have is book 4, Mercy. It's an older woman, younger man type of romance. The younger man here is actually the son of the hero from book 1, Praise. This one I'm actually probably the most excited to read just because I do love an age gap, like a reverse age gap romance. But all three of them do sound fantastic, and I don't really know why I haven't continued past Praise, but I will eventually. I am curious though what everyone thinks of these new covers, because the original covers with those beautiful men were so perfect, so I'm a little sad that we lost them. These ones, I mean, they're pretty but also very generic BDSM romance covers. We really are reverting back to the early 2010s here. Alright, moving on to all of my finished copies, all of my non-arcs. I got quite a few books from Bloom. They have been very good to me. They sent me this beautiful finished copy, this new edition of Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. They picked up Sophie, her Brutal Birthright series, also her Sinners duet, I believe. But these are the new publisher editions. These are the alternate covers. We don't have any hot guys anymore, but at least these covers are very unique and interesting and not just flowers. I did get to see Sophie though in person at the Ripped Bodice for her signing the other week. So luckily I was able to get this one signed, and it also came with this very nice wedding invitation for Ada and Callum and this very pretty art print of them and their family. I wish I loved this book more though. I am going to try to find a book that I love from Sophie Lark, but so far she's been okay for me. I know a lot of people love her, so I am gonna try to find something, but I love how her books now have illustrations inside. They are so beautiful and they really do enhance the book so much, and there are some spicier illustrations here too. I got this one, The Gloom Between Stars by Piper CJ. This is book 3 in this fantasy romance series. I don't remember the series title, but it is a sapphic fantasy romance series, and I didn't realize I was getting this, but I did get the finished copy of Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert, and I do love the step back here, and I'm guessing based off of this and all 4 characters, it's gonna be a poly romance. I also got this beautiful finished copy of Crossed by Emily McIntyre. This is part of her Never After series, her dark retelling romance series. This one is based off of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and we do, like the rest of the series, we do have the hero who was the villain in the original. It's a priest romance. He's the priest who falls for the dancer heroine. And it also came with this very nice fan art of the main characters. Bloom also sent me the new edition of Longshot by Kennedy Ryan that picked up her Hoop series, which is incredible. I will at least forgive the flower covers for these books just because the heroines in this series, or at least the first heroine and the heroine of book 3, they do have flower names. Like this one, her name is Iris, so okay, we can have flower covers here. But this one is a sports romance. It's a basketball romance. And here is the finished copy of the new Scarlet St. Clair, A Game of Gods. It's part of the Hades Saga series. It is book 3 in the series. It's not just going to be a retelling of book 3 in the Hades and Persephone series anymore, like the first 2 books in the Hades Saga were. I did just borrow the audiobook for this book, so hopefully I'll get to it soon. I do love the audiobooks for this series and the Hades and Persephone series. And lastly, from Bloom is the new edition of Still Beating by Jennifer Hartmann. This was a huge book that blew up like last year or 2 years ago, but it did get picked up by a publisher. This is what the new cover looks like. I have read this one. I read it last year and I liked it. I can't say that I loved it as much as everyone else did, but it was a very unique read. It is slightly dark. We do have like a kidnapping, we have sexual assault here, and the main characters bond because they do get kidnapped together. It is a very intense read, and I have been meaning to read more from Jennifer Hartmann. I just haven't yet. She has quite a few books that do sound really good. I even got one of her special editions that I will show in a little bit. And then I did get 2 new historical romances here. This one is Not That Duke by Eloisa James. It's book 3 in the Would Be Wallflower series, which I still need to read because I do love Eloisa James, but I just haven't read her newest series yet. But here we have an enemies to lovers romance. We have a quirky heroine and a duke hero, and they end up in an arranged marriage. And the other historical romance is Marry Me by Midnight by Felicia Grossman. It's a Jewish historical romance. The hero is this poor synagogue custodian. The heroine is trying to find an eligible bachelor to marry, so she offers the hero money, not to marry her, but to uncover her suitor's secrets. And some other books that I got in the mail. This one is Play to Win by Jodie Slaughter. It actually came with some nail polish, some reddish pinkish nail polish to match with this cover. This one is a second chance romance, but it is also very different. The heroine wins the freaking lottery. She wins the Mega Millions jackpot, which honestly sounds awesome. And it's also a second chance romance because she does have an estranged husband who unfortunately does have a claim to her millions. So she contacts him to try to give him money so he can sign their divorce papers, but he doesn't actually want to divorce. This sounds so unique and fun. I can't wait to read it. I also got a Hollywood romance, The Hollywood Jinx by Soraya Wilson. It's set in this small town with a librarian heroine who aspires to be a film score composer, and she ends up inviting this movie star to go to her small town to hopefully liven up the economy, not knowing that he actually says yes. So it sounds cute, but I will say I haven't really enjoyed much of Soraya Wilson's books, or at least the ones that I've read so far from her. And then Berkeley sent me this giant box of books here. I got Accidentally in Love by Danielle Jackson with this adorable cover. It's a foodie romance set at this Chicago summer festival. The hero is launching this food truck at the festival, and the heroine is one of his brother's fiance's friends who doesn't exactly like him. And here is the love plot by Samantha Young. It's a Grumpy Sunshine romance with some fake dating. The heroine is basically a hippie and the hero is this grumpy veterinarian. He offers her money in exchange for being his fake girlfriend so he can get his family off his back. Then here is this beautiful new edition of Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison. This is book 3 in the Love Light series. This is my favorite of the series. It's a small town romance with a baker heroine and a hero who has pined over her for a very long time. It is so wholesome, so sweet. I adore it. And then here is a new paranormal romance from Lana Harper. It's called In Charm's Way. It's a sapphic paranormal romance. We have a witch heroine and another heroine who is half human and half fae. And then this one is With Love from Cold World by Alicia Thompson. I love the look of this cover. It's a coworker romance. It's set at this tourist destination called Cold World, which is this winter wonderland in Florida. So we do have a sort of winter romance for the summer. And then this is the new edition of Thrive by Krista and Becca Ritchie. It's book 6 in the Addicted series, one of my all-time favorite new adult romance series. I love this series so much. The whole series has been re-releasing with Berkeley, and they all come with these bonus scenes, which I love. This one has Daisy's 17th birthday party, and Rose spends the night at Connor's apartment. And then finally, this is My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. This one I think might have started as a fanfic. I don't know entirely if that's true, but that's just what I've heard. But it is a debut romance. It's a paranormal rom-com. The heroine is a struggling artist who finds an apartment that seems a little bit too good to be true. And yeah, that's because her roommate is a vampire. So this one sounds super fun. I really do want to read it, and hopefully it's good. And last of the books that I got from a publisher, this is A Crown of Ivy and Glass by Claire Legrand. It's a beautiful hardcover, and it also has a map for the end papers. I believe this author wrote YA before, but this is her first adult fantasy romance. It calls itself Bridgerton Meets A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I will admit does have me intrigued. So I guess it's like some sort of historical fantasy romance. And then I did get a couple books from some indie authors, like this amazing package from Cowles. Like, look how stunning this box is. I freaking love it so much. It is so pretty. I love how all decked out this is. So this is a box to celebrate her new release, Glimmers of You. I got a sweet little note from Catherine. Here's a sticker that says, "In my Hartley era." Some trope tarot cards, like this one says Brother's Best Friend. Ooh, this tin box, it says Lost and Found Essentials. So it's an emergency kit. We have a little flashlight here. Oh my goodness, these very cute band-aids, these watercolor band-aids, little matchstick box, a compass, a whistle, and then this thing, I don't know if it's actually a Swiss Army knife, but it's like got all these handy little things. So these are all super helpful. And then here's a compass necklace, a little bag of annotation goodies, and of course the book, Glimmers of You. Oh my gosh, I got these 2 copies. They are both stunning. I freaking love Catherine's covers so much. So this is the original cover. It looks super pretty. It's a small town brother's best friend romance. There is some romantic suspense here. And then the other copy that I got is the alternate cover with this beautiful blue foiling on it. I love it. It is so pretty. Catherine just always goes above and beyond when it comes to her PR packages. And also I just noticed there's a handy little list of tropes here. So if you love Brother's Best Friend, billionaires, small town, suspense, fake dating, and hate to love, you need to read this book. And then I also got this amazing package from Kandi Steiner. This is for her new hockey romance. It's the first book in a new sports romance series, the Kings of the Ice series. It's called Meet Your Match. It came with some wonderful goodies. So here is a cute little pin of the main characters, some more trope tarot cards, a couple cute bookmarks, and these awesome stickers. This one says, "Living my best life in my Kandi Steiner hockey romance era." So Meet Your Match is on my TBR. I am so excited to read it. We've got a hockey player hero and a heroine who is hired to be on his ass for a month 24/7. And then Sophie Lark sent me her newest release, Minx. I think this is a sugar daddy romance. I'm not sure, but it sounds great if it is. It's definitely very different from her usual mafia stuff, but we also do have some amazing artwork in the book here. Like, look at that. I got sent a copy of A Curse of Blood and Stone by K.A. Tucker. This is part of her fantasy romance series, the Fate and Flame series, which is on my TBR. I've just been holding off on reading it because I don't know how long the series is and I don't know when it's ending, so I don't have time to deal with cliffhangers right now. And I also got Right Guy, Wrong Word from Julie Ann. This one just came out. It's a bookish romance. It's about this book club that the heroine is a part of, and her hot new neighbor wants to join them, and he would be perfect for her, except that he doesn't actually like her favorite book. And then of course I did buy myself a couple books. Obviously I got some more special editions, but I did order some regular books too. Like, I ordered myself Conclave and Fire Night by Penelope Douglas, the novellas with the new covers, because they're going out of print eventually. So I've pretty much been slowly making my way through buying the rest of the Devil's Nights books. And I did buy myself an old school historical. This is Fair as the Rose by Megan McKinley. It's actually in fantastic condition given that it's first printing and also from 1993. It's a Western romance. Here is the cowboy step back. I still have not read this author, but I've heard amazing things, so I was like, might as well collect a couple of her books. And then of course I have to show off some new special editions that I got in the mail. It wasn't too crazy this last month. I didn't get too many books in July, but that's mostly because I've been waiting on a lot of stuff. But here is the Jennifer Hartmann special edition that I got from Eternal Embers, which came with this cute little tote bag, though I will say I am kind of tired of tote bags now. I have way too many of them. But here is the beautiful case for the Aria and Coda duet, and these are the pretty paper bags, though I will say I'm not a huge fan of the flowers, but the foiling is very, very pretty here. So this is Coda, though I think this is book 2. Aria is book 1. It's got all this gold foiling on it, which is really nice. I'm not entirely sure though that I'll keep these. I do plan to read them and then decide if I want to keep them, but they do look really, really pretty together. And then my allll Hazelwood special edition box arrived and I am so in love. The box came with the special edition of the new allll Hazelwood Love Theoretically. It's got these purple sprayed edges and of course the very pretty stamping on the naked hardcover. And it also came with these new dust jackets for all the allll Hazelwood special editions. And I adore them so much. So here's the new dust jacket for Love Theoretically. This one is all purple to match the purple sprayed edges, and there's some gorgeous art on the back. Here is Love on the Brain. Look how cute Bee and Levi are, and I love all the pink here, of course to match the pink sprayed edges. And the one that started it all, The Love Hypothesis. Oh my gosh, Adam and Olive are too freaking cute here. I love all the artwork on the back, but this is all green to match the green sprayed edges. And the box also came with the cutest character art bookmarks. This is Adam and Olive from The Love Hypothesis, Bee and Levi from Love on the Brain, and here's Jack and Elsie from Love Theoretically. All the character art is so perfect. I love them. And then the last special editions that I have are all from Hello Lovely box. I got 2 packages from them. This first one is from their Trope of the Month box. It came with this hot little bookmark. So the trope for July was the Woke Up Married in Vegas trope, and it featured Not So Lucky by Trilina Pucci. It's got this super cute Vegas-y cover. I adore it. And I know there are 3 guys on the cover, but it's not reverse harem, it's not white shoes. It is an MF romance, but there is some group activity going on, I believe. It's a pretty new release too, so I'm excited to get to it. And then finally, to end this book haul, I do have another box from Hello Lovely box. This is their box for the Sweet Addiction series by J. Daniels. It came with this cute purple water bottle. It says, Mason King says, read books, be kind, stay weird, one more chapter, take a breath, trust yourself, be brave, live happily ever after. Also, side note, I'm currently drinking from one of their other water bottles, one of the other Hello Lovely box water bottles. It's like one of those Stanley Cup tumblers, but it's got this cute little book design on it, and it is insulated, so it does keep your cold stuff cool and warm stuff warm. Here's a cute little whisk because it is a baking series. Here's a cupcake sticker. It says Dylan's Sweet Tooth. A hot yoga sticker. It says Hot Yoga with Mason King. And of course, the books are here. They are so adorable. I love these illustrated covers. I already own the special edition of book 1, but here is book 2, Sweet Possession. It's got all this baking stuff on the cover. It is so, so cute. They're making this cake. There are cupcakes on the back. And then book 3 is Sweet Obsession, and this is the one that matches the hot yoga sticker because they're doing some yoga there. But oh my gosh, the upside down kiss is so adorable. And that is it for my July book haul. This is everything that I got in the past month. As always, let me know if you've read any of these books that I mentioned or if you're excited to read any of them, especially the arcs. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!